Good morning, everybody. I am Miss Washington, the principal here at Industrial High School. The student today is not present, only his mother, Mrs. Sanchez. The student is Ivan Sanchez, who lives at 606 South Gilman Street in Lolita, Texas, 77957. His date of birth is September the 6th, 2001, and he is currently 17 years of age, and he is in the 12th grade. So, Ms. Sanchez, do you mind introducing your son and telling us a little bit about him?
Good morning, everyone. So yes, we are in Lolita. We're out in the country, and so Ivan has a lot of time to himself, I guess. He does have 5 siblings, and 2 of his other siblings are also autistic. And Ivan is pretty helpful. He dresses appropriately for school or for if we're going to the store or anywhere. Ivan can use the microwave, and he is able to dress himself and use the bathroom, you know, all the essential needs, but he does need verbal cues to perform other tasks outside of his normal routine. So for example, if I want Ivan to take out the trash, I have to tell him, Ivan, go get the trash, go get the bag, you know, take it out of the can and walk outside and drop it in the trash can. So I have to literally tell him step by step. He's able to follow those directions, but he doesn't know that, oh, the trash is full, I need to take it out. So, and
okay,
that's pretty much it. He's pretty sweet, and he's not aggressive unless he's very sensitive to sound. So loud noise will affect him, and that may cause him to get a little bit aggressive. But so that, you know, my only concern is making sure that he's prepared for the next step in his life.
Okay. Okay, so now we'll hear from the interpreter of evaluation.
Hello, my name is Cardavian Willie, and I'm the interpreter of evaluations. And Ivan, he does not have any behavioral concerns. Ivan's current and next year's schedule and accommodations were determined. Ivan's autism supplement was reviewed, and Ms. Zamora does not require any training at this time. Ivan has completed all of his benchmark testing up to date. Ivan receives transportation services through special education to and from school and school activities. Ivan's home campus is at Industrial High School, but he attends the full-day life skills program located at Edna Junior High campus.
Okay, that's great. Now we will hear from Ms. Quiones, our general education teacher.
Good morning. My name is Ms. Quiones. I'm Ivan's general education teacher. In the reading area, Ivan is a 12th grade student with autism when he works on the eMark reading program, which is a program that uses highly repetitive. He could read the words and sentences on the worksheet with minimum help. He could read 80 sight words. Ivan struggles to understand terms and concepts in the classroom. In the writing, Ivan can write his name, copy words, recognize sight words, and can write them, but refuses to pronounce them to avoid noise. Annual goal for Ivan is by the end of the school year, Ivan would develop miscellaneous work, office skills that include eye contact with instructions in 3 out of 5 first trials. Second, 5 out of 7 classroom periods per day over 6-week period. Ivan would learn 10 sight words during the school year, 5 out of 7 times on 3 different books through the 6-week period. By the end of the school year, when given a visual prompt and paper with teacher, the power support, Ivan would use variety variety of materials to develop manipulative skills that engage in opportunities for exploration through drawing, painting, and construction work 60% of the time. To meet these measurements of the annual goal, I would, 1, do classroom charts, 2, charting of the time in class daily, 3, work samples and worksheet, and 4, index card assessment at the end of every week, highlighting the words and already mastered. For the benchmark and short-term objective, one would be by the end of the semester, when given teachers and product support, Ivan would demonstrate understanding the terms using 30% of the time. By the end of the first semester, Ivan would develop to cope with the noise levels, and rather than by acting out, Ivan would ask to be removed in a complete sentence. By the end of the first semester, Ivan will be able to identify 20 sight words, and by the end of the first semester, when given visual prompt and paper with the teacher and product support, Ivan would use a variety of materials to develop manipulative skills while engaging in opportunities of exploration through drawings, painting, and construction work 40% of the time. For math, Ivan can count to 30, can perform simple math facts using objects. The measurable annual goal for that would be 1, by the end of the school year, Ivan would obtain 80% accuracy on 8 out of 10 classroom assessment or worksheet related to math, particularly adding and subtracting. 2, Ivan will solve simple math problems using objects of his choice and count to 50 using objects at least 80% of the time. And to meet those goals is 1, I would create a classroom chart, charting the time in daily class, and classroom assessments and worksheets and observations. For this benchmark and short-term objective, I would, 1, by the end of the first semester, Ivan would be able to count to 40 and solve simple math facts using objects only 70% of the time. And by the time of the first semester, with teacher and product support, when given prompt, Ivan would follow multiple orals and visual direction to short objectives by the time of 50%.
That is great. Now we will hear from Mrs. White, our special education teacher.
Good morning. I'm Ms. White. I'm a special education teacher. We will start off with the services that we provide for Ivan. Ivan is providing integrated co-teaching services 4 times a week, consultant teacher services 3 days out of the week, resource room program 2 days out of the week. We also provide him speech language therapy 3 times a week, between like 30 to 40 minutes. He also gets individualized daily visual schedule, and that's daily, and that's throughout the whole school day. He gets, and he's in the classroom, of course, every day, and he's in the classroom throughout the day, trying to get him, to be in the general ed class all day. He also does training in speech to text technology, and that's 3 sessions, and they're an hour long. His speech related services, we work with Ivan with an iPad using the LAMP software, and he didn't really like it. He prefers to communicate with verbal prompts. That's what he's better at, because he's better at hearing someone say or tell him what to do instead of seeing it on the screen. The measurable annual goals: by the end of the school year, Ivan will develop miscellaneous work and office skills that includes eye contact with instructions 3 out of 5 times during the first trials. By the end of the school year, Ivan will remain in 50-minute periods, coping with the noise level and performing at his highest potential, requesting a break for no more than 10 minutes. So with doing that, we're working with Ivan on coping with the noise level. So I'll play like some music and not too loud, and while he's doing his work or whatever, and he'll to practice with him coping with the noise. And we will also do classroom charts and observations and charting of daily time in the class.
Okay, that is great. Now we will hear again from Mr. Cardavian.
Yes, and the art committee focused on Ivan's strengths and needs, specifically focused on graduation and post-graduation life. The art committee focused on how to activate learning and overcome weakness. Mother wants child away from all loud noises, no accommodations such as ear coverings. Mother has expressed a desire to continue education services for Ivan, post-graduation including
I'm sorry to interrupt,
service.
but I have a question. I don't think that we've discussed, like I said, my main goal is how Ivan will transition into normal life, and I don't think we've discussed that yet. We've discussed most of the questions that I had, but being that this year he graduates, I wanted to ensure that he's going to at least be 70 to 80% prepared to be able to be in I guess, in an environment where he either has a job or he's able to be in that environment with the least amount of supervision. I'm not sure who would be able to assist me with answering those questions.
I'm Ms. Whittier, and I am the career and technical education representative. So some of the things that we will try to implement with Ivan this semester is getting him, is for one, mainstreaming him into the classroom so that way he can be used to being in an atmosphere with all kinds, with everyone. So that way some of the goals that we have set forth for him, that he can do those, like being able to be in public places and the implementation of him with the different noises. So we will try to mainstream him into into regular classes so that way he can do those things, and with the accommodation of allowing him to be able to leave the classroom whenever he sees fit, and being able to leave with expressing himself. Also, we will try to meet those different goals. As another transitional service that we'll have for him is allowing him to go between his classes. He'll have the assistance with a teacher aide, but allow him to be able to go between those classes as need be. And also we'll try to have him placement in a summer job program, so that way over the summer before he goes into graduation, that he can be able to work in an environment that's suitable for him. So those are some of the services that we would provide, as well as the different accommodations while he's in class, allowing him to be able to leave and allowing him to be able to do those different things.
So Will, I know that the main goal is to make sure that Ivan is, I guess, independent. And that's my main goal. However, I know that in the past when we tried to have Ivan in a classroom, the noise level was just too loud. He was not able to even think straight, and he did get pretty aggressive because that's how that's his method of trying to reach out to someone to let someone know that, hey, it's too loud, you need to do something. Is he going to have an assistant or somebody with him at all times, or is he just going to be in the classroom, in a preferential seating area, maybe at the front of the class, closest to the teacher, or is he going to have another teacher sit next to him in the event that something like this happens?
So in the beginning of the school year, all of our teachers are trained in working with children who have different abilities. So all the teachers in the classrooms that he'll be in, they'll have experience with working with children so that way they can meet his needs. So the classrooms that he will be in, although they are, he'll be mainstream into the general education program. That's why we wanted the general education teacher to kind of be in here in this meeting. So what we'll do, the classes that he'll be in, although they're general ed classes, they won't be as the same a regular class size. So a regular class may have 25 students in it. The class he's in, it may have 10 to 15 students, and that's including him. So that way he can be better. That way his needs can better be met.
So there will be only one teacher for this classroom, and 10 to 15 students. She will be over those students, including Ivan.
Yes, ma'am. But there will also, whenever he does, there will be someone in and out of the room from the special education department to help him in the beginning. But that's something in the beginning that we'll do. But eventually, our goal is to, in the end, for him to be able to go in class on his own and be able to verbalize his needs on his own. So that way, when he does feel overwhelmed, that if he needs to come back to the resource classroom to kind of calm down, to kind of evolve, we'll have that as an option for him.
Okay, yeah, that sounds really good. And I know you mentioned that it's an option for him to maybe do some type of program where it's career training or something like that. Will this be on campus, or you guys will take a group of kids similar to his situation over to a location, or with, some other partner that agreed for these students to come in and actually practice their, skills?
So we have a program on campus, and so most likely we wouldn't have him off campus. It was those different office skills that you want him to kind of be able to perform. He'll be able to perform those skills at the main office, the front office at the school. So he'll kind of go in and assist the secretaries and administrative assistants, and he'll be able to go in and help them to be able to do those different office tasks.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that sounds like a good plan.
Okay, that is great. So now we'll hear back from Mr. Cardavian to continue reading.
Okay, so the ARD committee focused on Ivan's strengths and needs, specifically focusing on graduation and post-graduation life. THRD committee focused on how to activate learning and overcome weakness. Mother wants child away from all loud noises, no accommodations such as ear covering. Mother has expressed a desire to continue education services for Ivan post-graduation, including transitional services. The ARD committee focused on graduation. Mother wants Ivan to walk. The ARD committee has agreed that Ivan receive certificate of attendance after graduation ceremony. The annual goals to new IEPs. Ms. Quinfield, I still know behavior accommodations. Ivan's current and next year's schedule and accommodations were determined. Ivan's autism supplement was reviewed, and Ms. Zamora does not require any additional training at this time. State and district assessment. Ivan has completed all his benchmark testing to date. Consider extended school year services. Extended school years were discussed as a committee. It was decided that Ivan's environment. Ivan's home campus is at Industrial High School, but he attends the full-day life skills program located at the end of junior high campus. Reading of deliberations. Deliberations were read and accepted by the committee. Assurances in prior written notice were given and the signature page was signed. All members of the ARD committee were in agreement with
Okay, great. Last thing that Mr. Cardavian stated was that the transfer of rights was signed and discussed and guardianship was discussed. So does everyone agree with the goal set for Ivan this year? And does anybody have any comments or questions?
I don't have any questions. I just wanted to reiterate that I know that my son may not be the easiest to help, because he does get pretty frustrated whenever he has a lot going on. He has to make sure that he's focused, and I know that he will need additional help, but my main goal is to make sure that he is able to function out in the real world.
Yes, ma'am.
Although he's not going to live on his own, he's going to be still living with mom and dad, and we will continue probably using the education services. I do want him at some point in time to be able to get a job, even if it's a part-time job. I would like for him to feel like he's not a complete, somebody that is just not able to function. I know that it won't be perfect, and it won't be like everyone else having a son at 18 years old, but I do want my son to try and get past this disability that, it just kind of holds him back because of the loud noises. So I'm not really sure how it's going to work, especially with the main focus being life after graduation. But I do hope that you all know that we're grateful for all that you do for my son, and I hope that it's a great school year.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for your comments and your concerns. It was a pleasure to meet you today. And so we will call this meeting to an end. Thank you so much.
Thank you.